Although the terms Internet and web are often used interchangeably, they are not synonyms. The web is an interlinked collection of information, while the Internet is a communications system used to transport that information from computers that store it to clients who want to view it. The Internet is a data communications network that has grown into a somewhat haphazard configuration as networks connected to other networks, hence the name Internet or Internetwork, and to the Internet backbone, which provides the main routes for data traffic across the Internet. The Internet has countless uses, but some of the most common ones are cloud computing, real-time messaging, voice over IP, file sharing, forums, wikis, blogs, and tweets. The primary protocol suite responsible for message transmission on the Internet is TCP/IP. TCP, or Transmission Control Protocol, creates connections and breaks a message or file into packets. IP, or Internet Protocol, is responsible for addressing packets so that they can be routed to their destination. There are static IP addresses, which are permanently assigned, and dynamic IP addresses, which are temporarily assigned. However, although IP addresses work for communication between computers, people find it difficult to remember long strings of numbers. Therefore, most Internet servers also have an easy-to-remember name called a domain name. Every domain name corresponds to a unique IP address. Some of the other protocols used for the Internet are UDP, or User Datagram Protocol, which is an alternative to TCP and used for the domain name server, Voice over IP, and file sharing. FTP, or File Transfer Protocol, transfers files between local and remote host computers. Voice over Internet Protocol transmits voice conversations over the Internet. IRC, or Internet Relay Chat, transmits text messages in real time between online users. BitTorrent distributes files using scattered clients rather than a server. But overall, TCP/IP is the most commonly used protocol suite for the Internet. The web is a collection of documents, images, videos, and sound files that can be linked and accessed over the Internet. A website typically contains a collection of related information organized and formatted so it can be accessed using software called a browser. A web page is the product or output of one or more web-based files displayed in a format similar to a page in a book. Web pages can dynamically incorporate videos, sounds, and interactive elements. The web uses browser software such as Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, and Apple Safari to display web page elements and handle links between pages. Every web page has a unique address called a Uniform Resource Locator, or URL, such as www.coca-cola.com. The web uses HTML, or Hypertext Markup Language, as a set of specifications for creating documents that browsers can display as a web page. The main protocol used by the web is HTTP, which works with TCP/IP to get web resources to one's desktop. HTTP includes commands called methods that help your browser communicate with web servers. GET, or GET, is the most frequently used HTTP method. It is typically used to retrieve text and graphics files necessary for displaying a web page. This method can also be used to pass a search query to a file server. HTTP transports your browser's request for a web resource to a web server. Next, it transports the web server's response back to your browser. When the browser fetches pages and graphics to form a web page, it stores that material on your computer in temporary files, sometimes referred to as a web cache, which comes in handy if you switch back and forth between pages or sites. Rather than fetch the entire page and all its graphics again, your browser can simply load them from the local cache. The term email can refer to a single message or to the entire system of computers and software that transmits, receives, and stores email messages. An email message is an electronic document transmitted over a computer network. At the heart of a typical email system is an email server, a computer that essentially acts as a central post office for a group of people. There are two types of email, local email and webmail. When using local email, an Internet-based email server stores your incoming messages until you launch your email client and get your mail. Messages are then downloaded to a folder on a local storage device that serves as your email inbox. The protocols POP3, or Post Office Protocol version 3, or IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol, are used to manage your incoming mail. POP3 deletes messages from the server after they're downloaded, whereas IMAP leaves messages on the server until you specifically delete them. SMTP, or Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, handles outgoing mail. Webmail is usually a free service accessed using a browser. In a classic webmail configuration, your inbox is stored on the web, and because messages are sent immediately, an outbox is not needed. When you want to read or send mail, you use a browser to go to your email provider's website and log in. The controls for reading, composing, and managing messages are all presented in the browser window. While reading and composing mail, you generally must remain online. So in simple terms, the relationship between the Internet, the World Wide Web, and the email could be said to be that the Internet transports information from the World Wide Web, and the World Wide Web and Internet together support email, or at least webmail. They all work together to create a system that nearly everyone in highly developed countries like America uses on a regular basis to complete various tasks in their everyday lives, whether that's communicating with friends, family, and business clients, looking up information for a school project, running a website for a company, or simply looking up the answer to a question. I hope this information has been helpful in contributing to your understanding of these technologies.